let's welcome our next speaker, Kranthi, on the stage. Let's all welcome Kranthi on the stage. Okay.
Okay, I want you to do all of an exercise. You can probably use your mobile phones. Put up your monthly expense in your mobile phone first. Open the calculator, put up the monthly expense, okay, multiply it by 12, okay, and now multiply it by 33. Okay. I hope you saw your number. Okay. This is a number which is needed for your financial freedom. Today I'm going to discuss a little about that. Okay. So that number mostly it should go into some few crores of rupees is what I am assuming, unless you live very frugal life. Yeah. Okay. Let me ask you a few questions. How many of you want to be financially free? Okay. How many of you want to get out of the rat race of the job? Okay. And how many want to have a retired life in a beach in Vizag or Goa? Okay, cool. So so there's a famous quotation by Robert Kiyosaki. There's a lot of books by him. He is a big proponent of real estate. He says financial freedom is nothing but a freedom from fear. So the moment you have the financial freedom, you're actually out of fear. I mean, you can live your life without fear. Okay. So I would like to share my journey, okay, how I have been doing, and actually I achieved my financial freedom, but it was not as an easy task. So I've been working for last 20 years. Little about my background. My parents are like a pretty middle class, except a house. They don't have anything else. They don't even have a good retirement corpus, but they're able to survive with some of our help. Okay, that's my background. Been working for almost 20 years now. The first 6 years was tough. Tough in the sense the salary was very low when I started my career. It wasn't a great salary. In fact, when I got married 3 years after my career beginning, all my savings went into the wedding expense. So literally, like after 3 years of my saving, it was zero. Then 2008, I don't know how many people might have been following the markets. I invested some in the stock market. Again, the stock market crashed. All my savings became literally half. Then I moved abroad, earned some money and other stuff. But yeah, so I have always been continuously pushing myself towards the financial freedom. So I've always been saving a lot, even though my expenses are a good amount. But I've been trying to save most of my income. Of course, my spouse is also contributing to that, not just myself. Okay. So a few things which I have learned during this journey is, first thing is live within your means. Don't spend on things which you don't need, because the moment you spend on things which you don't need, you will not have money for your needs. Okay. So never spend anything beyond what is needed. Be reasonably frugal. Don't be stingy, but be reasonably frugal. And the second thing is invest into all different type of assets, whether it could be real estate, whether it could be mutual funds. I would not recommend putting directly into stock market all by yourself. You can just go with the mutual funds. That's one of the best way which I could find. Doing yourself, it's very difficult. It takes a lot of your time. Most of us will be in some or other profession. It takes time out of our profession, and it's really is a messy thing. It keeps you on toe. So don't try that. Always go with the good financial instruments. That is the second advice I have. And the third advice is keep an emergency fund for your unexpected things, because you never know what will happen tomorrow. When you lose a job, nothing is permanent in this world. So always keep an emergency fund of 12 months. There have been like one interesting study done for the middle class in India. 27% of the middle class, I'm not even talking about the lower class, just the middle class, 27% of the middle class does not have any emergency fund. So if they lose their job, they cannot survive beyond a couple of months. That's the status in India. So always have your emergency fund, put in a safer assets, and your investment should go into an equities, to some extent real estate, but I would not even recommend going a lot into the real estate as well, because that is, even though it is a good asset, but if you really want money in time, then you should also have a good amount in the other equity market. Yeah, this is a little about my journey. So a few takeaways I would have people to do is, go start first your find out what is your FIRE number. That's called financial independence, retire early. I would not recommend any retire early, but you should have a financial independence. Go first, look at your FIRE number. Okay, if you are not a married person, assume that your cost will be going to 3 times after you marry and have your kids and other stuff. So look at that number and go and find out your FIRE number. Okay, then start looking at what you have. Look at your assets and other stuff. What you really have, can you survive with that? If you have to stop your work tomorrow. Okay, if you don't have it, have a plan. There are a lot of calculators online for your retirement calculation or a financial independence calculation. Look at what point of time you want to stop working. Working in the sense, I'm not saying you should stop working for money. Okay, if you work for, like, work is always a fun if it's not for money. Okay, this is something which you all should remember. So first look for a financial independence. After that, it's all about having fun with work, not for the money. So look at what is that you need to have that amount of money. Look at what is that you need to start saving. Okay, and start ensuring that you maintain the discipline and save continuously until you achieve that number, and after that life is fun. Yeah, any questions?
So what percentage of a salary can we keep, like it is for things that I don't need but I want to?
Yeah, I would say don't keep beyond 20%. Okay, just like, yeah, I also, like as I said, like keep always in mind, can I postpone this? Okay.
How can a student have financial freedom?
Yeah, it's very difficult for a student to have a financial freedom, because end of the day you have to have some money coming into your account to live a life. So student mostly they may not be, I'm assuming they will not be earning. So it's very difficult. And specifically I see a lot of students these days think stock market is the right way, go and do some trading and other stuff. Don't do that. Trading is literally like a gambling. You have to be a strong player. Better to give it to the experts rather than we trying to do, because suddenly recently in the elections, like market fell by 10%. If someone had like a crore, like he sees like 10 lakhs gone in down, it's a panicky situation. In fact, some of the stocks even fell by 20%. So it's very, very risky thing. So always go with the professionals. They'll ensure your money comes back.